Hi, this is Arun from Random Codes. In this video, let's take a look at the comment threads resource on YouTube Data API. Here is the documentation that we have for comment threads. First, let's try to understand what is a comment thread. So, a comment thread resource contains information about a YouTube comment thread which comprises a top level comment and its replies, if any exist, to that particular comment. A comment thread resource can represent comments about either a video or a channel. So how does a comment thread look like? So let me open our YouTube channel. So here if we look at the comments that we have for this particular video, so this whole this particular comment, this whole thing is like a comment thread, and this is also a comment thread. So a comment thread may or may not have replies. For example, for the first one, we don't have a reply. But for the second one, we have a reply to it. So both these two will be treated as comment threads, and each comment thread may or may not have replies to it. So when we execute this comment threads request, it will return all the comment threads and their replies. So what are the methods that are allowed? So the list and insert are allowed. In this video, let's try to create a list request and see if we can extract all the comment threads from our YouTube channel. This is the resource representation in JSON format, and here is the list of properties that are part of resource JSON format and their definition. And let me open this list documentation, and this list documentation we have some of the common use cases where we can retrieve comment threads based on a video ID or based on a channel ID, where we have to provide video ID or channel ID to retrieve all the comment threads for that particular video or channel. This is the request URL, and these are the parameters that can be passed along with the request. For part, we have these three as valid values, and for filters we can pass in a channel ID and ID or video ID. So ID is the comment thread ID, and channel ID and video ID are self-explanatory. And coming to the optional parameters, we have max results, which is to retrieve the maximum number of results in the response. So here the default value is 20 and the valid values are 1 to 100. And we don't have any JSON body, meaning the request body, because this is a list request. And the response will look something like this, where these are the properties that are part of the response object, and this is the definition of each of them. And here are some of the error messages that this particular request may return in the response in case of any errors. And similar to how we executed requests for other resource types, so we have the section on the right hand side on this documentation where we can generate a request and trigger it. So I'll just provide values for part, and next I have to provide some video ID. So we just looked at this particular video, right, where we have some comments. So I'll provide this video ID here and then execute the request. This is the video ID that I have for this particular video. I'll just provide it here and then execute. It looks like it gave an error. So let me look at the error. At least one scope must be checked for Google OAuth. So we are not using OAuth 2. So let me uncheck this and execute it again. Now it has returned the data where it included all the comment threads for that particular video ID that we specified. So here is the response. Now let's create the same request on Postman and execute it. So here is the request for comment threads and the method is get. We have provided API key here, and the part we have provided both snippet and replies, and then we have provided video ID here. Now let's try to execute it. So once we execute it, so here is the list that we got, where we got this video ID, and then and the snippet will contain the comment thread details, and along with this we also have replies to it. So if you want to specifically extract one particular comment thread, then we can choose one comment thread ID, choosing this comment thread ID, and I have to provide the ID as one of the parameter. Then it will only return one comment thread for the ID that we provided in the request, and this particular comment thread is associated to this particular video, and it has replies as well. This is how we can execute the request for comment threads on YouTube Data API. That's all for now. I hope this video is useful. Let us know your feedback and suggestions in the comment section. If you like the content, feel free to like, share and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you on another video with a different topic. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.